To carry one in the chamber or not to. In this video, I want to give you 3 reasons why I do. Stick around. I wanted to take a moment to greet everyone and thank all of my subscribers and welcome all the new visitors here to 411 Outdoors. I hope you find this content helpful and resourceful. First off, I need to apologize because I actually uploaded this very video that you're watching a little earlier this morning, but I realized that there were several editing issues with it and I had to immediately take it down. So if you watched that or commented on it, I do apologize. So this is my re-upload. I want to start by saying that if you don't believe in carrying around in the chamber every day, I have total respect for you. In fact, for the longest time, I didn't either. So this video is not going to be designed to criticize your position because trust me, I get it. Something that will get brought up right often when this discussion is brought to the table is the fact that the Israel Defense Forces doesn't carry in the chamber. But I don't think we should allow that in and of itself to be justification for not carrying in the chamber. And I don't think we should base our entire decision on that because every situation's different. Your situation might be different from that of someone in the Israel Defense Forces, and what might work for them may not work as well for you. And this video is not a dogmatic attempt for me to tell you to carry in the chamber because you have to be at peace with your decision. This video is designed to give you 3 reasons why I do. I used to not carry in the chamber, but the one thing that caused me to change my position on that was my training. I basically constructed my own drill as an experiment to test speed and accuracy when comparing to not having one in the chamber and having one in the chamber. What this experiment showed me was that on a consistent basis, I was much slower and less accurate not having one in the chamber. Almost every time I was nowhere near as accurate and it took longer. But when I had one in the chamber, I was obviously faster and much more accurate every time. I now want to give you 3 reasons why I carry in the chamber. Number 1, it's not as dangerous as you think. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself right now, Daniel, it's absolutely dangerous. Why would you say such a stupid thing? And if you think that, I totally get it. No offense taken. But I want to explain something to you. If a person understands muzzle control and trigger control, and they are responsible with regards to handling their firearm, they don't have as much to worry about. Even when I didn't carry in the chamber, I didn't want my finger anywhere near the trigger, and I didn't want my firearm just pointing any direction. And if you do handle your firearm responsibly, the odds are you're already practicing great safety every day anyway. Now, I did see a video recently where some dude was standing in a fast food restaurant and he was placing his order, and I think he was digging in his pockets to get some money or something, and he obviously had a pistol just dangling down in his pocket, no holster whatsoever, and he reaches down and obviously his finger hits the trigger because the gun goes off, and then everybody in the restaurant's trying to figure out what happened. And what was so funny is he was trying to play it off like he didn't know. If it would have hit him in the leg, they would have all known what was going on. But he didn't get hit, so he was standing there kind of playing it off. It was a pretty comical video, but it was very indicative of somebody who doesn't responsibly handle a firearm, and it also is an example of probably someone who should not carry in the chamber. So my point is, if you are a responsible firearms handler and you're already using safety precaution, carrying one in the chamber is not as dangerous to you or others as you may think. I'll even compromise with you a little bit. Let's just say that your gun has a safety feature. Well, maybe you could keep one in the chamber and keep the safety on when you're in places where you may not need it as much, and just reach down and flip the safety off before you go into a public place like a mall or a grocery store or just basically anywhere there's people. The second reason I carry in the chamber goes back to the point that I was talking about earlier in my training, and that is speed and accuracy. The reason I was faster and more accurate in my experiment was because there was less to think about and creating that muscle memory was easier. A real-life crisis is not going to give you a lot of time to think. It's not going to give you a lot of time to cross a bunch of X's and dot a bunch of I's. I know someone that has told me that the reason why they don't keep one in the chambers, they want that extra time to think. The only problem with that is we don't often have that extra time to think. I would even challenge you to do the same experiment that I did Heck, you don't even have to go to a range and use a real firearm. Get you an airsoft pistol that's got a metal slide on it. I know Arena Accessories sells one that you can train with. It's an airsoft pistol that's got a metal slide. You can do the experiment with that, but I would challenge you to do that experiment yourself. Reason number 3 why I carry in the chamber is that there is less potential for error. Let's just say you're in a crisis and you realize you're going to need to deploy your weapon, and you're backing up and you're pulling out your pistol, and you go to rack the slide and then you trip over something and it's like a bad rack and you accidentally jam the gun, or let's just say that the gun jams in general. What then? There have been plenty of times where I have gone to rack the weapon and it didn't load correctly or it got jammed. The main goal of our training, whether it's weapons, whether it's martial arts, whether it's fire and rescue, the list just goes on and on. The goal is to become as instinctive as possible, because a real life scenario is going to throw you off in so many ways. So many of your faculties are going to be scrambled, and the goal is to be as instinctive as you can and to be able to streamline that process as quick and effective as possible. Good training leads to speed, accuracy, muscle memory, good mental calculation, and focus, and it allows you to be more efficient in the moment. Having one in the chamber gives you one less thing that you have to do correctly in a real life crisis. All this being said, I want you to know that I respect your decision, because it is a big decision, and it's a decision that you have to be at peace with it. And until you're at peace with it, you shouldn't do it. I found my peace with it. Maybe you're searching for yours. I hope this video has gotten you one step closer to making that decision. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Take care.